Hey y'all, what is going on? This is Jesse Bose from the 19th hole. I've got an expert playthrough here. These are some shots that I've compiled during my qualification and opening that I've played so far, and hopefully they'll be of some use to you. So we'll start with hole number 1, par 4. I've been playing the overpower shot here with either the APOC 5 and up or the Thor 6 or 7. I suggest using at least a power 4 ball on this hole, and you can also use a power 5 ball as well. And you're going to need somewhere between 5.5 to 7.5 bars of topspin, depending on what club you use, and about 4 bars of right spin. In this example, I use full overpower, and we're going to get the nice bounce in the roll up into the fairway, and that will leave us a nice little end bringer chip at the hole. So for the second attempt here with the Thor 7, as I said, plus 10% max, we're aiming across the bunker, so we have to just kind of eyeball our landing spot, as you're going to see by the little dot that's going to appear on the fairway to the left. And we're going with topspin and right spin here. We're going a little bit more topspin than normal, just because this was really my first time playing with the Thor 7. And as you're going to see the little dot appear to the left there, there we go. And that's where we're counting on our shot to hit. So really it's kind of eyeballing these shots. You know, you can pull your shot up and then adjust for the wind and then push back up if you prefer to do it that way. Great lefts are terrible on this hole, so either make sure you hit perfect or great right, and then add a little bit of curl as you saw me do. And you know, you can get your shot up there. If you get the good bounce, you can actually roll up onto the green as well. So for the shot here with the end bringer, I just played it at 0%. You know, I felt like, you know, I was, you know, close enough just trying to go at the hole. And, you know, we're playing, you know, pretty much min club here. And we're just going to put a little bit of right spin to kind of straighten out this ball guide to the cup. And, you know, we're going to make our adjustment here, or what they said min club should be. And I feel like, you know, it was too much. So you're going to see me actually go back. Gut feeling, I moved it back in a little bit here. And you're going to see the ball come in nicely, but it's going to go left side of the pin. So we could have gone with that little bit extra adjustment, and we would have been okay either way. Thankfully, the end bringer is a very accurate club, and you don't have to be 100% correct on your adjustment from as close as we were there for that hole. Hole 2 has kind of baffled me. I'm going to show you 3 different ways that I've played it so far, and I'm still not 100% sure on which way I'm going to play it. The first one, we're playing to the left-hand side, plus 10%, max topspin, max left spin. I aim the red ring there along the edge of the rough line, and then I adjust for my rings. Playing it this way, you don't have to overpower the shot at all. And we're going to play with about 1 ball of curl to the left on this shot. And you just want to try to hit this one perfect. It is grade proof with that kind of curl and this adjustment. As you see, it bounces, it's going to roll up the fairway quite nicely. And that's going to set up a second shot down towards the green with the sniper is what we use. So 354 is what we're going with here. And we're playing this one downhill to the sniper. We're playing plus 20% max adjustment on this shot here. So what we want to do is, you know, with that right to left headwind, you know, you want to kind of offset the shot a little bit. You want the ball firstly to go through the hole for that that headwind push for the you know, the ball guide, and you know, then a little bit offset to the right hand side. So now we'll make our plus 20% max adjustment here on this shot, and it's going to come in here quite nicely. It's hard to judge the bounce because you get the downhill bounce coupled with the headwind. So it's a tricky shot and a tricky hole to figure out. We had it pretty close right there. Maybe a little bit more offset on the shot, or maybe just a better bounce the next time we play it. So for this way of playing it, we're playing it to the right hand side. And we're playing a sniper. We're trying to find the funnel here for this shot. And, you know, once you find the funnel, then you can, there we go, we found it right there. Then we're going to just adjust our spins straight to the hole. That's what we're going to do. We're going to adjust our spins straight to the hole. So we're playing plus 15% here on this shot, and then you want to play, you know, just a slider. So you want to find out whether you're in min, mid, max, 25%, 75%, or if you want to get even more finely tuned than that, you know, with an actual slider bar adjustment on your app, you can do that as well. We make our adjustment here for our distance, and then we are going to hopefully hit it perfect. which I don't believe we do here on this shot. Nope, we did not hit it perfect. And we played that one at 65% was what we played that one at. Comes in really nicely. Perfect shot. I feel like it might have been in the hole. And if you can find that funnel, it's a great shot, but it's a tough funnel to find. The way to get to that drive, you'll be playing, basically the same way you'll play this drive right here to the right-hand side. It's going to be a complete overpower shot, and plus 10% is going to be your drive elevation for the shot. So we adjust our shot, take our wind, and then we let the target drop back. We go full overpower here. You don't really need any kind of curl. You're okay, great left or great right here on this shot. It's going to bounce way up the fairway here. It's going to put you in a good position here for your second shot. Now, the second shot you're going to see this time is going to be the rough bump. So we're going to try the rough bump here. We're playing this rough bump at minus 15%, and then we're just using our slider bar to find what we feel like our elevation, our club percentage is going to be. So I'm playing this one at about 50% is what I kind of judged it to be, about 50%. You want to just adjust your spins to the hole from what area of that rough you do decide to land in. I've seen some people land a little bit farther up the rough, and some people land about where I'm at, so it kind of varies as to where you want to land your shot. Minus 15% seems to be what works here, even though it's a downhill shot. I don't know, uphill percentage elevation-wise just seems to work here. Hit it perfect. It's going to land pretty much right where I had it aimed. So yeah, the minus 15% works, and it comes in really nicely. And we're going to miss just short and to the left of the hole. So definitely, if it's something that you'd like to do as far as rough bumps, then that's definitely an option. And all right, we're moving on to our next hole. Hole number 3. This is going to be a rough bump shot. A 3 backspin, 5 right spin here. We're going to play 15% mid, and then we're going to adjust our shot, and then we're going to push back towards the tee 1.5 ring. So we're going to firstly offset our ball guide about 1 cup to the right-hand side of the pin, and then we're going to make our adjustment here. As you see, we're going to turn our screen back to the tee and then push up 1.5 rings for this shot. From there, we're just going to try to hit a perfect shot, and hopefully it goes in. I have not hit great left or right on this shot, so I am not 100% sure whether or not it's great proof or not. But I do know I hit perfect, it bounces, it rolls, and it drops in the hole for the ace, dead center of the cup. Thank you very much to the Bushwhackers crew for that adjustment. Appreciate it, guys and girls. Alright, so our next hole that we're going to be playing here is hole number 4. This is an interesting hole that is definitely one that you can dial in with yardage markers for your drive. We're playing it with the APOC here. I'm going to play 6 top, 4.5 to the right hand, to the right spin, and then we'll play 0% for our elevation here for this shot. We're going to play a little bit of curl. You do want to make sure you don't over curl the shot. I believe in this example I actually over curl the shot, and I do hit the rough coming off the slope. We'll see here, but definitely you want to make sure that you only go with about a quarter ball of curl, and that's really just to kind of safeguard yourself from hitting great left. As you see, I'm about a half a ball curl right here, and you're going to see it bounce nicely off the top fairway, but then it's going to come down, it's going to hit the rough line, and it's going to roll out. It still rolls out nicely, but definitely not as far as we would like to be. So I definitely would tone down the curl a little bit to maybe about a quarter ball of curl on that shot. So 381. 381 we're playing at 65%, and then you can adjust that club percentage per yard. It's either minus or plus 2 percentage points per yard, so you can kind of figure out what your club percentage is with the Hornet 8, depending on your yard marker. So 1.5 back, 1 left hand spin. From that far back, I'm going to land the shot a little bit farther back in the fairway. Normally closer up, I would land my shot closer up to the fringe, but with it being so far back, coming downhill a little bit harder, we're going to land our shot a little bit farther back in the fairway. Comes in nicely here. It's going to bounce in on the 3rd bounce, and boom, there we go. We got the drop. Spider ladies represent, baby. All right, so for this same hole, we're going to play this one again for you all. I'm going to show you what it looks like when I do not hit the rough. Same exact setup, 0%. About 6 top, 4.5 right hand spin. You see I only go about 1/4 of a curl that time. We speed it up for you all a little bit, and there you see a little bit better of a result right there. So we're 395 yards this time, which is 41% club. And as I said, you can add or subtract, club percentage depending on your yardage or for your drive. So this time we're going with our yellow ring right there before the fringe, 1.5 back, 1 left, and then we got the ball guide trailing right into the hole. We're going to make our adjustment here using our special club percentage that we said for 395, which was 47%. And we are going to hit it perfect. It's going to come in nicely here and roll into the hole for the eagle. So there's 2 different ways that you could see hole number 4 depending on how your drive ends up. Hole 5 here, par 3. We're playing this one with a guarding full backspin shot, plus 25% max adjustment, and then we're going to add an additional 0.3 rings onto our adjustment. Max backspin here for this shot. So, whatever your adjustment is at max for 7.4 wind, you'll add an additional 0.3 rings onto that adjustment. What you're looking for is that second bounce to be about 1/2 up that dark green square to the left of the hole, and about 3/4 to the right-hand side of the dark green square. I do have an individual guide out for this hole if you want a little bit more detailed information on how to set up that shot. So definitely check that out. We hit this one perfect. It's going to come in nicely. It hits just about at the fringe. It's going to roll up past the hole and then right back into the hole for the ace. Bushwhacker crew represent. All right, hole number 6 here. This is a hole that I'm still kind of working on. You can play it to the left-hand side. You can play it straight up the middle. I'm going to be playing a power curl shot. You can do this with, a Thor 5, 6, 7. And, the way you're going to adjust this is about 15 rings. Where you saw that little green dot flash, that's where you're kind of eyeballing the shot to land. So we went about 15, 16 rings here with the Thor 7. Thor 6, Thor 5, it's 15. Thor 7 is a little bit more iffy. You just kind of got to play that one by feel if you want to go a little bit more or not. Full power curl hook right here. It is 6 top spin, 4.5 left spin on the shot. As you see, we get a really nice roll up the fairway. Sometimes that bounce will differ. Sometimes you get a little bit better of a bounce. Sometimes you don't get quite as good of a bounce. Here we got 430. I've been up around 440. I've been back around 410 though as well. For the second shot here, we're playing plus 20%. We're going to go with a slider bar adjustment, so that means find your mid-max and play your percentage that way. We'll go 3 backspin, and then we're going left spin as needed to get our ball guide about 1 square to the left of the hole. So if you go shorter on your drive, then you may need to change your top spin. And at some point, sometimes you just have a really short drive, and you just have to try to get the shot onto the green for the eagle and not worry about the albatross. But we played that one at plus 20%, and it's going to come in nicely here, and it's going to get the nice roll and pretty close right here. This example I actually played at plus 10%, and then added an extra 10% onto that adjustment just because of where I came in on that shot. Hole number 7 here, this hole right here can just go straight to where. I've seen a lot of different adjustments. I have not seen anybody consistently hitting this shot. I played it here with a 1-to-1 adjustment, trying to line the shot right up there along the border of the light green and dark green row of squares that cuts right through the hole. That's where you want to go. I kind of feel like I may have overpulled a little bit to the left on this adjustment, and yeah, this is definitely pray type of hole. Say your prayers when you hit this shot, because it's most likely not going in, and you're going to need prayer for this one to drop. We come into the right side of the hole right here, so I kind of feel like I may have extra pulled a little bit to the left when I made my initial pull on that adjustment, and we could have dropped that if we would have made a straight pull, I think. Hole number 8 here, I'm going to show you 2 different plays on this hole. This first one's a power shot with the APOC 6. You can get down to the green with an APOC 6. Full top spin, I go with 2 right spin here. on this shot. You're going to adjust for your wind to plus 10%, and then you're going to push back up to maximum adjustment on this shot. You can play this shot with the Thor or even lower level Apox, but you most likely will not get the same type of results as you're going to see here using the Apox 6. Full overpower, and you can use a little bit of right curl if you want to. I did not use right curl. I just tried to go with complete full overpower. You see here we do catch the fairway on that bounce, and we're going to get a nice little roll out here just to the fringe of the green, and that's going to leave me a nice little end-bringer shot right there. Other situations, you may not get that second bounce on the fairway. You might hit that rough and then roll down that fairway, and we're going to talk about that shot in just a few minutes. And depending on where you're at on that fairway, you're going to play different versions of an end-bringer shot with no spin. So we're going to talk about that here in a second. This one right here, we just go at the hole with the end-bringer. We're close enough. Just go at it and drop it. All right, so we're going to do hole 8 again, and this time we're going to talk about the different adjustments. This is going to be with the APOC 5. You're going to see me knock it as far on the drive this time. I probably should not have adjusted, changed to that ball. I'm not sure that it did help me a whole lot. So we're going to go max top, 2 right spin, and we're going to line up our shot the same way we did last time. Then we're going to adjust for our wind, and then push up our shot back to max club. So what you're going to see is you're going to see a list of different yardage markers. And next to that list is going to be some percentages, and that's going to be playing max end-bringer adjustments at those elevation percentages. We're playing no spin on the adjustment, and Fenzel is the one that came up with the first few adjustments, and then I've also added a few myself from trial and error. So as you can see, we are at 432 yards, and so we'll be playing a 50% max adjustment. You want to land your shot back on the fairway. You're going to use no spin, and you want to use that, that slope just to kind of give you a nice shot down to the hole. So 11.3 miles per hour, we're playing a 50% elevation here, max end-bringer. As you see, we're going to line up our shot with our ball guide about 1.5 squares short of the hole right there. And then we're going to make our adjustment here. There are no spins on this shot. Remember that, no spins on this shot. We make our adjustment here, which is like 16 rings. It's crazy. It seems like it's way too much, but you got to trust the numbers sometimes. You hit it perfect, it's going to hit, it's going to roll in, and it's going to drop in the cup for a very nice looking eagle. So definitely, if you're at hornet range, you're at min hornet range, I would probably say it's probably plus 30% for min hornet range if you find yourself a little bit shorter on that fairway. All right, hole number 9, we're playing this one with the Thor and Kingmaker. You want about 7.5 top spin and 2 left spin on this shot. Now, what club you decide to use on this hole is up to you. You just want to make sure you get the shot down towards the end of the fairway, because we're going to be playing a Guardian backspin shot on our second shot. We're going to adjust for our wind here, and then we're going to push back up to max. We're going to use a little bit of curl, and I'm going to use a tiny bit of overpower on this shot. Definitely don't use too much overpower. Definitely be very careful in the amount of overpower you do use here, if you use any at all. I'm just trying to get the maximum distance on this shot. I'm trying to get it up here to the front edge of the fairway to put myself in a better position for my second shot. So this is going to be at 425, and basically what we're going to do now is play plus 25% here on this shot, and then use our slider. So I'm going to find my min, I'm going to find my max, and then I'm going to kind of just eyeball my landing zone. We want to land about on the fringe with max backspin, and we're going to play this one at about 60% is what I came up with as my my guesstimation for my club percentage. So you want to be about, this one's, I landed this one a little bit closer to the pin. You're going to see the shot come in. I need to have my second bounce a little bit farther back towards my landing zone, and maybe just a little bit tiny farther to the right on the offset here. You're going to see it come in very close though, and you know, feel like we're getting really close to dropping this shot. So a little bit farther to the right, and maybe a little bit farther back towards the landing spot on that adjustment. And maybe, just maybe we'll get it to drop on the weekend. All right, y'all, thank you very much for being here for this expert playthrough of my shots. And hopefully it'll help some of y'all. And hope y'all are having a great Christmas tournament. And good luck to y'all in the opening and weekend round.